Hey guys, this is Marina here, and if you have your sun or ascendant sign in Leo, this video is exactly for you. And I will talk about something which actually has an importance and influence over your life over the next 3 years. The transit Saturn enters Capricorn on the 20th of December 2017, and it will stay there until the end of 2020. So this is a huge event, and of course it changes, the focus of your attention from one life area to another. And when we talk about Saturn, it's related with working hard on something, sometimes maybe even being restricted in certain area, and the need to work really hard to achieve something. Now, Saturn will enter your 6th house. Now, it means that basically Saturn won't make a major aspect with your sign, but Saturn will make a quincunx. This is the easier type of quincunx, and anyway, it suggests that the influence may not be so challenging for you, but you're supposed, to work harder on something. And just a few words about the quincunx aspect. By the way, I have a specific video about this topic, so you may check it if you want to get more information. But basically, the main idea about the quincunx is that it consists of 90 and 60 degrees, a square and a sextile. The square is a challenging aspect, the sextile is a positive aspect. So first it might be related with similar influence as the square aspect, so you can be tested. There might be challenges and difficulties and some obstacles for you, and after that, after you work, after you overcome them, after you do all that Saturn requires you to do, then you can get the benefits from the sextile. So first comes the work, then comes the benefits. And in this case, of course, Saturn in 6th house is mostly about your work, some kind of obligations and your daily activities and routine things that you do on a daily basis actually. So Saturn is in Capricorn. It's extremely important because Saturn rules this sign, which means that it's very strong there, and it's really, requiring you to be organized and disciplined and, kind of look like Capricorns in this area of your life. The positive thing about the fact that Saturn enters the sign of its rulership suggests that this is something natural for you. So it might be hard at the beginning, but after that you're going to feel like, well, that's the right way that you're supposed to do things. It might have been difficult at the beginning, but that's actually working better for you. And it's mostly about your work and also your health. We are going to talk about it, and all kinds of responsibilities that you have. Yes, you may feel restricted at some point from all of these obligations and responsibilities. If you are having your own business, you may feel like it's not so easy to grow all of that. But remember always, guys, that Saturn transiting certain house requires from you to put some efforts in this area of your life. And if you're really doing that, you're going to be rewarded. One of the positive things of Saturn is that this is also the planet of justice. So if you're really hardworking and persistent, and you deserve, to be successful in this area and these activities that you have started, Saturn is going to give it to you sooner or later, maybe sometimes later than you prefer, but that's how Saturn is working. So this is the time to put the foundation on something. It could be about your own business, or maybe you work for someone else. Both ways can work. The main idea is that you can start something, and it may require maybe a few years, or it might be something long term, but you can really achieve some serious material results, something measurable, something that has an impact over our lives and maybe over your own personal life. But the main idea is to be strict and organized. Time management in your work is extremely important, not only for your work, actually about everything that you do, because as we said, sixth house is about your routine stuff, your daily activities. So you have to be strict during this time. You know, maybe you have to wake up every morning around the same time, maybe earlier than you used to do, and, you know, have your routine stuff, maybe do some physical exercises, then have a healthy breakfast, then maybe work or meditate or whatever you have to do, but try to schedule all of that. Try to, you know, do the same routine stuff, because Saturn actually enjoys and rewards when we are doing some routine stuff, which are, of course, which are positive for us and are related with some kind of responsibilities and work that will be done. In the area of your work, it's possible that you may feel like it's not so easy to grow. Yeah, it's totally possible, and it requires more work. If you you know, have been for a long time in certain position, you may start to feel like you're stuck. You may feel a little bored, like nothing so interesting is happening in your work. That's just how Saturn is working, guys. And this is the time when you can restructure something. You may change your attitude, you know, and it comes through the hard work or the more efforts that you are going to put in your work. In this case, you're going to be rewarded. If you want, you know, only things to, you know, only positive things to happen without really working for that, it's not going to happen. It's just something which Saturn is not providing to all of us. So in that situation, you may feel like you want to quit. You may even decide to quit. I'm not saying that this is something bad, actually. For some people, this might be the time when they need, you know, to quit certain job, maybe wait for a while, then find a new job. Keep in mind that if you want to find a new job when Saturn is in sixth house, it's going to be difficult than usual. It will require more time, and you may feel like, you know, it's just more difficult than usual. Now, if your work is related with Saturn, I mean, these are activities like construction business, or some kind of working for some kind of big organization where, you know, there is a strict hierarchic system, and, you know, people who are controlling you and people who you are controlling. So you're kind of in the middle, maybe on some kind of managing position. Then Saturn actually can have a more positive influence over your life. Or maybe if you work for the government, or, you know, something which is related with stable things and where there is a lot of order, when there is things which are under control, maybe even the military area. It's both related with Saturn and Mars, but anyway, Saturn in sixth house can be related with having more responsibilities and maybe growing in the hierarchy, and some important things can happen with your social reputation in terms of your work and career. Now, as we said, the other thing which is very important about sixth house is our health. So you may need to take more, you know, to be more careful about your health. Unfortunately, Saturn is a planet which can bring challenges with our health. Usually these are not some critical situations that come overnight and change your life and your physical condition. Usually this is something slow, maybe something which you have neglected for years, or some bad habit which has hurt your health and physical condition for maybe years. Now this might be, you know, the time when you need to change something about that. Otherwise, your health is going to, you know, suffer and get worse. And Saturn is related also with some kind of chronic diseases. So if you suffer from that, or you know, if you're not paying attention on your health, this might be the time when you need to get really careful about this. Saturn is related usually with our, not usually, it's always related with our bones and with our teeth, especially with the knees. So this is something that you have to be more careful about your health and, you know, pay more attention. It's a great time actually to start with some kind of physical exercises, and it can really help you to improve your health and to, you know, handle with some possible challenges. Sixth house is also about your diet and nutrition, so you have to be also more careful about this. You might be able to restrict yourself more from some maybe foods that are not good for you. You know, they are maybe related with gaining more weight, they're more caloric, or maybe they're just bad for your cholesterol or whatever. This is the time actually to restrict yourself from all of this and to, you know, to put some order in this area. You need to eat at certain, you know, concrete hours every day, you know, not having these random breakfasts and then brunches or whatever. You have to be strict about your shadow and when exactly you're eating. And all of these things actually can help you to prevent the challenging influence of Saturn. So remember that when you are consciously restricting yourself from something, and of course something which will bring you some benefits, it's not about, you know, torturing yourself only because of the idea. Actually try to think of something which is difficult and challenging, but at the same time it will bring you some positives. And this is exactly what you need to do when Saturn is transiting your sixth house. And this will help you to prevent the challenges related with your health and even with your work and career. So I think that this is the most important, guys. Thank you very much again. Remember that this is about your next 3-year prediction. It's really important. It's only it's just beginning actually, and you have a lot of time actually to implement all of this knowledge into practice. So thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe if you want to be informed and get notifications about my future videos and astrology news. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.